Smoke Dawg, born Javante Smart, was a rising star in Toronto's hip-hop scene. His talent and unique sound helped put Toronto on the global rap map, making him one of the city's brightest young talents. Known for his association with the Halal Gang and his collaborations with Drake, Smoke Dawg was poised for greatness. However, behind the music and fame, a darker side of street life loomed over his career. The tension between the streets and the studio eventually caught up with him, leading to a tragic end. In this video, we'll explore Smoke Dawg's rise, the criminal activities and controversies that surrounded him, and the fateful events that led to his untimely death. Smoke Dawg grew up in Regent Park, one of Toronto's most notorious neighborhoods. Life in Regent Park wasn't easy, with poverty, violence, and gang activity being part of the daily reality. For Smoke Dawg, music became both an escape and a way to express the harsh realities of his environment. His lyrics often reflected the struggles of growing up in a tough neighborhood, resonating with many who lived similar lives. Smoke Dawg's break came in 2015 with the release of Still, a track that quickly gained popularity. The song's raw energy and authenticity made it a hit, and Smoke Dawg's name started to gain traction. He was soon touring with Drake on the Boy Meets World tour, a massive achievement for any artist, let alone a young rapper from Toronto. It seemed like Smoke Dawg was on the verge of breaking into the mainstream, but his rise to fame was shadowed by the violence that continued to plague his life. Smoke Dawg's rise to fame was never without its shadows. The streets of Regent Park, one of Toronto's most dangerous neighborhoods, shaped not only his music, but also his lifestyle. While his talent brought him into the spotlight, it was the streets that kept pulling him back, intertwining his life with the world of crime. Regent Park, known for its history of poverty and gang violence, was a tough environment to grow up in. For many young men like Smoke Dawg, survival meant navigating the intricate web of street politics, where loyalty and respect were everything. In this world, music was not just a form of expression, but also a way to earn respect and establish dominance. Smoke Dawg's involvement with the Halal Gang, a collective known for its ties to the streets, was both a source of pride and a burden. The Halal Gang wasn't just a musical group, it was a brotherhood that came with its own set of rules and dangers. Smoke Dawg's affiliation with this group placed him in the crosshairs of rival gangs, leading to an ongoing cycle of violence. In Toronto's streets, where grudges run deep, being part of a gang meant that every move was scrutinized, and every word could have deadly consequences. Smoke Dawg's music often reflected these realities, with lyrics that spoke of life, death, and the constant threat of violence. As his fame grew, so did the stakes. Smoke Dawg was no longer just a local rapper, he was a symbol of his neighborhood, and that made him a target. The tension between his rising success and his street ties became increasingly difficult to manage. On one hand, he was collaborating with international stars like Drake, touring the world, and gaining recognition far beyond Toronto's borders. On the other hand, he was still deeply connected to the streets that had raised him, and escaping that life was easier said than done. The pressures of balancing both worlds began to take their toll. Smoke Dawg found himself constantly looking over his shoulder, aware that his success had made him both a hero and a target in the eyes of those who envied or opposed him. The street code demanded loyalty, but it also came with a heavy price. Despite his aspirations for a better life, Smoke Dawg remained entangled in the street conflicts that had defined his youth. These tensions eventually culminated in a tragic end, as the same streets that had once nurtured his talent ultimately played a role in his untimely death. His story serves as a poignant reminder of how difficult it is for young artists to break free from the cycle of crime and violence, even as they achieve success. Smoke Dawg's career was also marked by public controversies and feuds. In the hyper-competitive world of hip-hop, where street credibility is often as important as musical talent, these conflicts can be both a blessing and a curse. While feuds can boost an artist's profile, they can also escalate into real-life violence. Smoke Dawg's feud with rival rapper Pressa is a prime example of how street beef can spill over into the music scene. Their rivalry wasn't just about music, it was rooted in the deeper gang conflicts that plagued Toronto. Diss tracks were exchanged, and tensions escalated, drawing public attention to the simmering violence in the city's rap scene. These feuds weren't just about words, they were about respect, territory, and survival. For Smoke Dawg, navigating these conflicts became increasingly difficult as his profile grew. As his star rose, so did the stakes. Smoke Dawg was no longer just a local rapper. He was a symbol of Toronto's rap scene, and with that came increased scrutiny and pressure. His affiliation with the streets made him both respected and feared, but it also made him a target. On June 30th, 2018, tragedy struck. Smoke Dawg was gunned down in a brazen daylight shooting in Toronto's entertainment district. The shooting, which also claimed the life of his friend, Koba Prime, sent shockwaves through the city and the hip-hop community. The streets that had shaped Smoke Dawg's music had ultimately claimed his life. The circumstances surrounding Smoke Dawg's death were grim. It was a targeted attack, with reports suggesting that gang-related tensions played a role in the shooting. Witnesses described a chaotic scene, with gunfire erupting in a busy area filled with people. Smoke Dawg was just 21 years old when he was killed, his life cut short in the most violent of ways. The aftermath of the shooting was a somber reminder of the dangers that still plague Toronto's streets. For many, Smoke Dawg's death was a wake-up call about the ongoing violence in the city. It wasn't just another rapper lost to the streets, it was a symbol of the broader issues that continue to affect communities like Regent Park. Smoke Dawg's death had a profound impact on Toronto's hip-hop scene. For many artists, his rise to fame was a source of inspiration, proof that success was possible even for those from the city's toughest neighborhoods. His death, however, was a stark reminder of the dangers that come with that success. Smoke Dawg's story is one of immense talent, promise, and tragedy. He was a voice for Toronto's streets, an artist who used his music to tell the stories of those who lived in the shadows of the city's skyscrapers. His death was a heartbreaking end to a career that was just beginning to take off, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence Toronto's rap scene. As we remember Smoke Dawg, let's not forget the lessons his life and death have taught us about the dangers of the streets and the challenges that young artists face. Thank you for watching this tribute to Smoke Dawg. If his story touched you, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that matter.